Alright, so, well, I guess, especially if this is residential, people need to be able to get to work, otherwise they're still going to be driving like crazy. I think this is the last missing section. Yeah, we'll get another one that goes that way. And then back. Like that, and then we'll get another line that goes this way. It actually even connects to this network. Okay. That's pretty good. Actually making money, potentially from the subway. Thank you, Anonymous. Always quality content, never change, Quill. Well, my cells are constantly replenishing themselves, so I have no choice but to change over time. Ever so slightly, but I'm going to try to stay just as much of a big nerd as I am now. Alright, we're getting a lot of ding-ding-ding upgrades as people get more and more public transit, so we'll take more of this, because there are a lot of passenger cars, sports cars, look at that, on the road. If we can convince more and more people to move into subways, that will help a lot. But again, I like to have, it's like the canary in the coal mine kind of thing, right? By not having public transit for a while, you really get to see the hot spots early. And then you can try to optimize, and then you add the public transit, and all of a sudden everything works really well. Or at least that's the idea. Still a bit of stuff over here. I think there'll always be a fair amount of traffic right here, because there's so many different industrial areas, but at the same time, I think it will technically flow. We're doing okay right now. Time is it? Alright, we got about 10 more minutes of this. And then we're going to switch over to the multiplayer component of the stream, where subscribers get to blow me up, since I'm terrible at TF2. But that's part of the fun. So, I mean, we still have demand for a variety of things. I'm going to switch to some straight lines over here. Interesting. What are they upset about? Oh, maybe I'm bulldozing a few trees by zoning over here. That's entirely possible. But trees, pff, what do they ever do for you? Huh? That's right. Alright, I think it's also time to start putting down offices. We have not built a single office yet. We have properly educated people. We'll start using offices. They're a nice buffer between high-density commercial and residential so that they don't make noise. So using a little bit of that is going to be really good. And here I'm going to drag this out a certain amount so that we don't get overlap. I think these two will actually meet over there. I think this will actually meet there too, but we're going to make a nice curved road for it. Whoops. And the other thing is we will, maybe not there, but there, just because otherwise there's going to be too much traffic along the middle. You know what? I'll go ahead and do that one. That's going to be fine, and maybe a little bit over here as well. Hey, Adam Frost, thanks for the sub. I'm going to take this, connect it there, and from here, I'm going to do one of those. Excellent stuff. Still some demand for commercial, so we're going to go ahead and paint bucket that in there. Get some more offices. And then residential. Need some water coverage. So, like so, look at that. Hardly any overlap, just nice to see. Doesn't really matter, but it feels good, man. Power should come in. They will need more of other services. The hospital here will do a pretty nice job. We'll get a couple more crematoriums. Here and here. Almost certainly they won't want some big fire service as well. Looks like we're missing some water coverage. And some police coverage. A little bit more there. Everything's upgrading. We'll want some schools back here. Actually, might want... Yeah. We're going to want twin high schools. Is it time for another university? Not yet. And they've got one over here as well, so that's pretty good. Incineration services. We've got a little bit there. What I'm going to do is bring a road out to here. Oh, it'll be hard with the curve. There we go. And put an incinerator out there. It's got water, and the power should also be good, especially if we end up with, say, a little park right next door. Like so. Which should reach the zoning that we put down. Actually, I'm not sure. There we go. Very nice. I want a bigger park. This one here. Hello, Hang Loose! Thanks for the sub! Paradox Plaza is actually relatively cheap. That's good to know. Hello, Lightgiver. Thank you for subscribing. That's industrial, so they don't really need it, but actually some of this is commercial and stuff. Give me a little park coverage. Is this place empty? Yeah. Boom. Goodbye. No landfills at all. No cemeteries, no landfills. No unnecessary use of space whatsoever. Yeah, so this sort of modest poop here. We will get rid of the raw sewage dumping. Actually, let's do it now. We've talked about it. I want to get rid of it. I'm going to keep it going sort of on the inside over here. Because it's going to increase the flow on these inner rivers. And keep things flowing outwards. So I think we're going to blow up a power line there. Hopefully that's okay. Tomificated. Thanks for the sub. Also, we got a creeper explosion. Let's go and take a look at that. Bulldoze. 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 So they'll still be kind of a light brown, but it won't be anywhere as bad. Let me just make sure we got enough sewage. Actually, we are at the verge of needing more sewage and water, so let's go ahead and do some of that. Let's put you over here. And water. Here should be... This should all be clean over here. We are losing some buildings when I do this, just because we don't actually have a lot of room to work with. Now we're grabbing this directly out of the sea, so I don't think water levels will be a problem here. Oh my god, I'm wrong. You know what? It's because actually things are relatively shallow. That's dirty. Just gonna make sure to spread these out a lot. Yeah, it's because the sea is so shallow because of how I designed the map. Apparently, it's really easy to drain it all completely. You're connected. You're connected. I think it's all connected. Oh, no, that's another type of pop-up. Okay, we've got lots over there. So let's see that creeper explosion. Krakenbrow! Happy 3.1415926. I can't remember how the rest of it goes. I used to have like Venetian land boats. I used to have like 30 digits of pi memorized, which just shows how much of a dork I am. Which is awesome. Meh. Krakenbrow, I'm really sorry I got you killed in Darkest Dungeon. You're like my best character too. Battle Hunter. Seems crime is less of a problem in this game than SimCity, but then in SimCity I had a bunch of serial killers and arsons living right across from the police station. Yeah. Also, in SimCity 2013, some of the problem was you'd get crime from other cities that would come in as well. And the traffic was really bad in SimCity 2013. Here it's actually relatively easy to manage. Kind of sucks that this causes a traffic light over here, but it's very rarely going to turn red, except for the fact that we have a bajillion buses that go down this route. So yeah, crime is definitely less of a problem in this game. Health is a big issue in comparison. Just because I think you also need to worry about death care. Yeah, we're really having a problem getting enough fuel at these oil plants. I should just bulldoze them. I've got like 1 million power right now, and I'm planning on building another nuclear plant. I'll bulldoze one anyway, so it stops being an issue. I could have just turned it off too, but... So as long as we keep getting enough uranium over here, which will be very, very important. Is there a big traffic jam over here? I guess there is. That's probably one of the reasons you're having a bit of a hard time getting enough oil. Now, I could rebuild this area to be sort of a one-way in and a one-way out. I'm not sure that would fix everything. Actually, what might be really helpful is not having this be an intersection here. It's just having it be a corner. Bulldoze this and build the road differently. That would probably make a massive difference. Just force people to use other ways. So that's kind of a dead end, which, yeah, it's not necessarily ideal. I'm worried if I do this, it'll be too much of an intersection. Alright, I can just do that. It's fine. Like, I'm worried that this might cause a little bit of a traffic jam here, but I think... And then everything here is still backed up. There's a lot of traffic lights in here. And we're still forcing a lot of industrial traffic through it. It's not necessarily crippling the city, but it doesn't feel good. And yeah, that's just going to push more things over here. Could use one-way stuff, could use all sorts of things. It takes a long time for the vehicles to get from one side of this to the other. And they really like to do this. Like, in the other game, this would all have been a highway. And there's something we might end up eventually replacing all this with a raised highway. Obviously, we'd have to bulldoze a lot of buildings. I could also get rid of this cargo harbor. That's the other thing that could happen. Now, would that just force people to go in some other random thing? I'm still pissed that they're not using the train station more heavily. Well, maybe they are now. And there's just a crazy traffic bottleneck. Now, this could benefit from being a one-way loop. Most likely. Always already a one-way coming in here, and a one-way there, actually. So, we want things to get off on the right-hand side. Yeah, that might be really wise here. Let me go, and one way. Bulldoze here. Miss the sub here. Whiskey Straight, thanks for subbing. Now, anyone who wants to leave this way, though, is going to be forced to go here, which may not be what we want. Or, we could actually provide them with an alternative. This is a two-way. I'm worried it's still going to cause too much pressure here. This is just people trying to leave town. Yeah, where this is positioned might be really bad. Because there's just too much through traffic. I want to discourage them from doing that. How do I do that? Did I lose all my zoning? Oh, I lost all my zoning when I redid the roads. Okay, well, that's interesting. If I don't want people driving through this area, I just have to make this line, this path less tempting than some others. So encourage them to go this way instead. Oh, right. We are giving us a giveaway. I'm so bad at this. This should have been in the title right from the beginning. I should have teased people to stay for 4 hours. We're giving away a copy of City Skylines today. We've got an extra code, courtesy of a viewer who apparently pre-ordered 2 copies. And so if you check the chat right now, there should be directions for joining in the draw. How is it? I don't see the instructions. Essentially, I'm hoping... already entered will be sad. Yeah, so how is it just as long as they say anything, or is there a magic word? We're giving a giveaway, that's right. Is that why people keep typing Venetian land boats? I shouldn't say that because I don't know if that's the actual magic words. Pay attention to the message by Essentia or Mace. They should be able to repeat the magic word required to enter in the draw for a free copy of City Skylines. You don't necessarily want to spam until you know what the magic word actually is. Don't trust what anyone else is repeating because people just like to see, they'll see one thing and then they'll just keep saying it. I'm waiting for the actual message from Essentia or Mace, which they're not apparently. The chat got it covered? Alright. Apparently we're okay. So what I'm hoping here, yeah, see all these cars here? Almost every single one of them is going into here and not driving through. There's a couple that are. Now, the other thing I could do is make this a one-way, which I think would be a swell idea. Well, or just use bigger roads, but I'm trying to avoid doing that. Is this, oh, that's supposed to be an exit. There we are. That's probably not helping things over here. I mean, a proper one-way grid may be all that's required, but it's about disincentivizing people from coming here. So I think everyone who's coming this way is going in, and then some people who are leaving are turning, well, I guess they're all ultimately turning left, which is good. And some people are going there. A lot of people going this way. I might want this to be a one-way. I suspect they're trying to get over here, but this connection doesn't go all the way. So what if I want a one-way all the way over to here? Would that be good? I think so. That is a one-way. This is a one-way. Okay, so we've got that one-way. Let's keep it going all the way to there. It does create an extra intersection, but I think that's ultimately where people want to go. So right now they're having to wiggle through here to get here. Instead, they'll be able to continue down the one-way all the way to here and then make the turn that they're actually looking to accomplish. We'll have to rezone some of this industry later on, but there we have it. Are these all hearses? Oh no, they're delivery. They're dump trucks. Okay. Yeah, people put that all the time in their stream titles about giveaways, and it's very easy to actually run afoul of the Twitch guidelines if you do that, actually. Annie Morganite. Morgan Anime. I don't know. Thanks for subscribing. Man, we may want to redo this all on a proper one-way grid, which is, say, keeps alternating one way and the other, one way and the other. Wow, that traffic. I'm betting they want to go to all kinds of different places. This is not just local traffic. You're going to the high school way over there. God damn it. Why are you getting off the highway here, then? Yeah, no, that's fair. I think we actually are going to need some highway structures here. Like, an actual highway that runs through the actual center of town. But I really want to avoid that. Well, it may not have to be a highway, but it definitely has to be a lot more than this. Ah, just hello from Montreal City in Quebec. Continue ton bon travail. Thanks, merci, Undead Soldier. I was really hoping we could pull this. I mean, it makes sense. Big cities do need something like this. So what I think we're going to want to do here is actually encourage people. Space already occupied by what? Oh, our metro station. Oh, the metro station's a pain. Can't really move that. Can I upgrade this road? No. We'll rebuild a lot of this area. Cool looking bridge. Oh, there's a little pillar right over there. So I can't come in a cool corner. Although we may not want to have done that. Rail, that's the problem? What's the problem here? We got a police headquarters. Oops. Shoot, we're gonna have to move here again, because that's not technically enough room. Alright, let's do some of that. I don't want everything to be 6 roads. But at least some of it definitely has to be. A lot of traffic is actually flowing that way. Look at this. In fact, I'm willing to bet we would benefit from taking this thing and bringing it all the way into here. There's actually still quite a lot of traffic here, too. Traffic here has improved dramatically. I think since we, fixed this thing. But also putting in this angle, I think, is actually really, really good. Making this a 3-lane is probably going to help. There's still going to be some traffic problems in here, although there's really not as much as there used to be. This has improved actually quite a bit. It still looks like a mess, but it's actually much better than it used to be. I can always triple this up, and we might want to. We actually might want to triple it all the way over here, which is probably a really good idea. What's the time at? Oh, I gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta wrap the stream up soon, and we technically, normally, I try to go until 4, which is right now, but I want to go a little bit longer today. I want to make sure we got lots of cities in, but we're going to have to wrap it up really soon, and before we do, I want to make sure to do a little multiplayer. Because it's fun. It's a good way to connect with some subscribers. What do we have here? That's blocking. Ah, the metro station. Suppose I could do the same thing as the other one, where I literally leave the metro station, because I don't have to redo the lines. The metro station's actually connected on this side too. There we go. That should leave the metro station connected. So I'll get a bit of a crooked run. That's okay. Incineration plant's got to be moved out of the way. So we'll have to do a lot of rezoning next time. But there we go. So now we're getting a bit of a ring. And it's important as people are really incentivized to use this road, just because it tends to be the shortest distance to most places. So it is going to be a pretty decent improvement. Not that there's much traffic here now, but there might be. I'm actually a little worried that people might use this as a bit of a shortcut. But I don't think there's going to be that many people that use it. We could always just get rid of this connection completely. Actually, part of this purpose is to let these people get over here, because right now they can't really. And one of the ways to avoid having people use this as a shortcut might just be to move this connection from here to somewhere like over here, which would probably do pretty big wonders. Look how much lower the water level is over here. It is getting, like, sucked out by that. That is so funny. I did not realize how much of an effect it had on water flow, the water intakes and outputs. At some point, we might decide to get rid of this intersection. Just because these two intersections are relatively close together and might be affecting flow. But right now, there's not much of actual bottleneck over here, because a lot of people are turning here or here, which is really good. So we might be all right. Land ship! Hang on, let's watch land ship one more time, then we're going to call this. How about some mass transit, buses and subways? We have fucking tons. I mean, I have to assume you just showed up or something. It's an interesting corner there. We have tons. We have basically full coverage. Metros. Boom. Buses. Well, they actually don't highlight. Buses are all in blue. Wait, there's probably some bits that aren't covered by buses. Maybe not so much. We might have actually destroyed some of the bus lines in our little redo over here. But this is an improvement and still avoids the sort of main highway arteries. Whether the city can scale or not, we'll find out next time. Thank you everyone who's just here for the city skyline. I see that the free copy has been given out, and we will. I do continue to stream. Regular streams are going to be Wednesday and Saturdays. We might, stick in a little bit extra here and there. If you're new, make sure to follow me on youtube.com/Quill18, as well as hit the follow button here on Twitch so you get an email whenever we go live. So you hopefully won't miss a thing. And yeah, I always announce on YouTube before I live stream as well, so that's another good way to not miss things. And if you did miss part of this video, it will be uploaded to YouTube as well, where I also do all kinds of other content. So we're going to take a short break while we switch over to TF2 and we let some subscribers blow me up. See you in a bit. And again, thank you everyone who's here just for Skylines.